Hey, what's up to everybody out there? Welcome to another edition of the Roundtable Talk. I am your host, C Money, and in today's episode, we are going to be talking about scammers and theft and technology, the new way of scamming and everything. How scammers are now getting better and better at scamming you and scamming businesses and scamming everyone. I want to get right into it. I was reading an article earlier today, and I was reading where now scammers are getting bold where they can hack into your DoorDash or Uber Eats account, where they can access a lot of stuff. It was an article where this guy said that he received an order for DoorDash that was only for a packet of sauce from Taco Bell, and I'm like, a packet of sauce from Taco Bell. Taco Bell sauces are free. If you ever been inside Taco Bell, the sauce packets sit outside on a little table counter that's outside in the dining area. So why would they want to order a packet of sauce? And then after they went and picked it up, they got a call from a detective wanting their, you know, account information from DoorDash, and then when they gave it, or I guess they was trying to give it to them or something like that, so they can access their account. And I was like, that's kind of weird, but that's smart in a way, because now when you're doing DoorDash, they can have access to your account and they can take your money, and then they can also lock you out of your account by changing passwords and stuff like that to the point where you won't be able to get in. So that's why a lot of these scammers are getting more creative now these days, because of the fact that technology is rising, and there are now more of these scammers are now getting more equipped into, this is their life. They spend day after day trying to figure out how to scam people, how to scam businesses, how to scam a lot of things. Like multi-million-dollar companies spend billions and billions of dollars every day so that this won't happen. I don't know if you remember my last episode, when we was talking about the little cyber malfunction that happened through Microsoft with their system, and they had a cybersecurity company that was associated with them, where they updated their system and it went down, and everybody thought it was a cyber attack, and it was like, no, it's not a cyber attack. They just updated their system to where it can be more secure from cyber attacks, cyber threats, and scammers getting information from people, where it malfunctioned, and then it caused a whole big chaos across the US. And I look at it as if, yeah, because a lot of these businesses, they allow these cybersecurity companies to come in and they pay billions of dollars to protect their companies. You have people that can access your Google accounts, access your bank accounts and stuff like that. Back in late 2020, early 2021, I had a similar situation. I had a telephone call, and this was when I started going back to work during COVID, and somebody kept calling me back to back, three, four times, and it was an unknown number. It wasn't like how now a lot of these scammers are using local area code numbers to call you. Back then, you used to get these 678 numbers or 212 numbers, or like different area codes from different countries and different states and stuff. You like, I don't know nobody in Texas, I don't know nobody in England, or I don't know nobody in Jamaica, or I don't know nobody over there in California. And then you get these texts, and I'm like, what is it that who is this? So it was a number that kept calling, and at the time it was during COVID. So I was like, oh, maybe somebody's calling because my mom got COVID, or she's sick in the hospital, or my brothers or my sister or a family member, and they have my contact information, and they're in the hospital and they contacted me or something, or it's a hospital with a number like this. You get all those things because it's COVID. So when I actually did pick up the phone, they just hung up, and then automatically I get a alert from my bank saying, hey, somebody did a Western Union transaction from California all the way to like Sydney or Singapore or something, into another country, and they wired the Western Union for $100. And I was like, that's not me. Technically, I got my money back, and I, went on social media, like, these people thought they was going to get my money. They ain't get my money because the bank alerted me, and stuff like that. A lot of these scammers, they're getting more and more where you can call, they can call you, and as soon as you pick up the phone, they have all your access information, because it's the same thing with the police. That's how police get these criminals. You know, they have numbers and they call the criminals. As soon as the criminal come up, they have all their information, and it can be where they can access your bank account, access your personal information, your address, or whatever. You know, scammers have gotten more creative within the past 10, 20 years, to where now, by a push of a button, they can know everything. Just like with Google. You know, a lot of people use Google. Google is one of the most worldwide account holders. Google is one of the most known account holders out there, because with Google you access your contact information, which means your contact calls, your contacts. They can access all of your account information for different websites, your passwords and stuff like that. They can also, you know, they have your bank's credit card things. Like if you make an online payment, Google be like, hey, you want to use this card, and then you click on it. All you gotta do is just put in the security code, and then they, you know, you can make a payment online, you know. And it's with Google, it's the same thing with Apple Pay, but you know, Google is more what people use, because people have Gmail, they have Google Contacts. You know, Google is one of the companies where they have a lot of things where you can, hey, store your card information here, you know, and stuff like that. So when I looked at that article about the DoorDash situation, I say that makes kind of sense. I mean, it's now coming to where a lot of these people are now going to be scared about using these programs. I'm gonna tell you an incident that happened. This happened a couple of weeks ago with me, and it wasn't a scammer. It was a theft situation where normally with me, when I order delivery, I try to order through the restaurant so I can be more direct with the restaurant, because the only ordering app or ordering service I have is Uber Eats, because I have Uber. And when you download Uber, you automatically get Uber Eats. But you can download Uber Eats, but I have Uber. So when you download Uber, you automatically get Uber Eats. But normally, I only do Uber Eats when there's a restaurant that I like to order from that don't do delivery through their website, or don't have a delivery service, and you can only get it through a third-party delivery service, which is probably Uber Eats. That's the only reason why I use Uber Eats, you know. And there are certain restaurants that do that, or they, you know, stuff like that. So I'm gonna be Wingstop is one of my delivery, you know, one of my restaurants that I do frequently. I ordered directly through Wingstop, and most of these restaurants that have direct delivery service, they do it, but they have a third party. The only people that doesn't have a third party delivery service is Pizza Hut and Papa John's. You know, Wingstop, you know, Little Caesars, you know, a lot of these restaurants that do online delivery, most of their deliveries are dealing with third party delivery services. So when I ordered Wingstop, their delivery service is DoorDash. So automatically when you order, it sends a notification, I guess, from their side of the website to DoorDash. You know, they get the order, and then DoorDash gets the, hey, we have an order for you to pick up. So what happened was, you know, the Wingstop that I normally get my orders delivered from is a busy Wingstop. So you're waiting a pretty 40 plus minutes for your food, you know, especially with the delivery drivers. When they get the orders, you know, they get the orders, and it'll probably say the order will be ready, you know, in 10 minutes or so. Then when they get there, the order's not ready, you know, and they got to sit and wait. So there's a lot, because I done been times where I done been to Wingstop and ordered online to do a pickup, and then you have DoorDash the drivers and Uber Eats drivers, they're sitting up here waiting on the food, and you know, they have to wait on the food, because I've had drivers do that with me, not with just DoorDash, but with other restaurants. So I get a notification saying that the order was canceled. So I said, okay. So I actually called the restaurant, because in my way, I didn't order through DoorDash. I ordered directly through the restaurant's website. So when I got it, they was like, but the delivery person picked up your order. And I'm like, what? So in reality, the driver stole my food and ran away with it. Now, technically, the driver is stupid, because you do realize, regardless, there was two things that was going to happen, and that's what the lady told me. I talked to management. She said you could easily get a refund, or we can remake your order and you can come in and pick it up. Because the manager told me that this is an ongoing occurrence with the delivery drivers where they'll take the people's food and they'll run with it. And I know that happens because I done seen commercials like, well, and I know that their drivers, they'll probably say, "Oh, the food is good," and they'll be eating the people's food and stuff like that. And I done had several times where, I don't get my whole order, and stuff like that. Now, when I'm doing through Uber Eats and I don't get my whole order, I normally go to Uber Eats and I say, "Hey, I didn't get this, I didn't get that," and they'll partially refund me the money for that order. Now, when I do it through third party, like recently I ordered through Little Caesars, and they didn't bring my soda, which I have a 2-liter soda that they didn't, and that had happened before. And I say, "Oh, it's just $2.99. I'm not finna go through all the hassle of calling them and say, "Hey, I just placed the order and I didn't get my soda," and stuff like that. I say because it's a hassle, because then there was an incident with Little Caesars, and I'll tell you about that incident in a minute. And a lot of the things, and the lady said, you at Wingstop, she said you have 2 options. You can get your money refunded, or we can make your order and you could just come in and pick it up. And I'm like, for you to refund my money, it'll probably do like what most people say. It's going to take 7 to 10 business days, because you're not like how technology, a lot of these refund technologies ain't where, the money will be back on your card within the next 2-3 hours. No. Most of the people, it takes 7 to 10 business days for the money to come back on your card. I'm like, yeah, I don't want to be waiting for all that. And then I got to reorder and pay more money for another food order. I was like, let me just come in and get my order. So when I went there, because the lady was telling me, she was being nice and cordial about it. She said, yeah, this is a recurring situation that's been happening, and we're trying to cooperate with DoorDash. And I say, yeah, because this is not the first DoorDash incident that happened. This was the second incident. I'm going to tell you about the first incident. And I was like, what? And it was like, yeah, this has been happening where the customers, and I get it, a lot of these customers, they don't like, a lot of these delivery drivers, they don't like to wait on these orders. So when they get there and the order not ready, they feel like, oh yeah, this is not it. And so I'm guessing the driver felt like, okay, I had to sit here all this time for this order, I'm going to cancel it, take the money and take the food, and I'm going to go on about my business. Now on my end, I can't do nothing about it, because like I told the manager, I ordered through y'all website. It's not like, because the lady on the phone was telling me, you got to go through DoorDash. I said, no, I didn't order through DoorDash. I ordered directly from your website. But your website, when you order, y'all do y'all service through DoorDash. Y'all don't have your own delivery service. Because at one point, when I first started doing Wingstop didn't have delivery service. They just started recently doing delivery service, but they do it through DoorDash. That's why I say I try to order through the websites of the companies, because it's more convenient. Number one, it may be cheaper to order through the websites. It convenient, and then if any problems, I can actually go to the company and say, hey, because this is this, because I done had situations before. So. And I was like, yeah, and the lady was telling me, they don't have situations like that before, where the drivers are run off with the people's food, not knowing that, yeah, you're getting free meal, but the customer's still going to get their money back regardless. It may take them a couple of days, or they're going to get mad. So I told myself, and that was the last time I ordered from Wingstop, and I said this will be a minute. And I went on social media and put a rampage on them, and I tagged DoorDash and everything. I say, this is the last time I will order from a company like this. Next time I order, I'll probably be ordering pickup service or something, because the first incident with DoorDash was I ordered from Little Caesars, because Little Caesars also does their delivery through DoorDash. Only thing about Little Caesars is I'm more cordial with them, because there is a lot more organized, But the only thing about Little Caesars is of course the refund, because that's what I did. What happened was, I ordered from Little Caesars. The driver, now this was the situation that I didn't think that was DoorDash's fault. I think it was both their faults, because I took to social media with this eater and I got an answer that I didn't like, because what happened was I ordered pizza from Little Caesars. The driver canceled the order. Now, to me, if I ordered through Little Caesars, I didn't order through DoorDash, I ordered through Little Caesars, you would have thought Little Caesars would have said, okay, the driver canceled, let's find him another driver. No, Little Caesars contacted me and said, the driver has canceled, the order. Your food is sitting here at the store. Would you like to come in and pick it up? And I'm sitting up here like, why would I come pick up an order that was scheduled to be delivered? That automatically tells you I did not want to get out of my bed, or I did not want to get out of my house, or wherever I was at to come pick up my order. I wanted it delivered. So I said, no, I wanted the refund. Now, of course, refund, and this was a few years back, a refund takes 7 to 10 business days. And I'm like, yeah. And when I took to social media, there was one person that told me, I don't remember the person, but it was like, oh, if the DoorDash delivery driver feels that the order is a small order, they'll cancel the order. And I was told that no matter how small the order is, the driver will still have to take the order. That's just like saying it doesn't matter if the passenger in an Uber driver is only going up 2 blocks up the street. The driver does not have the right to cancel the order. Refuse to ride because it's only 2 blocks up. And I was told, it has to be an emergency or a reason why the driver has to refuse the ride. And there was another incident with Uber with that. So I'm saying there's a lot of these scammers are getting smart to where they're not just using computers and technologies to scam people. They're using their brains. Oh, I'm a driver and I'm going to steal their food and run off with their food, and I'm going to cancel the order. But on the restaurant's end, I picked up the order. Now, the customer may or may not get a notification about their order, but I done stole their order. It ain't always about scamming people out of their personal information. It's about scamming people out of food, scamming people out of money, scamming people out of, back in the day, scammers used to be, can you buy me something to eat? I'm poor. And then you buy them something to eat, and then they go back home to their multi-million-dollar house and stuff like that. Scammers is, oh, they on the street begging for money, but they got $5,000 sitting in the bank account, and they living in a 1-bedroom apartment paying $300 a month. Those are scammers, but they are on the street begging for money. That was back then. Now you have scammers now these days. Oh, they'll learn I'm a Uber driver or I'm a DoorDash driver, and I'm finna pick up your order, and I'm finna eat your order, or I'm finna keep this 2-liter soda, and I'm gonna make it seem like, oh, they didn't give me no soda, but the soda's sitting in my car, because you ain't finna go up to an Uber driver car and say, let me check your car and see if my soda is in here. No, you're gonna think that the store didn't give you a soda. And then 9 times out of 10, like myself, you're not gonna call the store and say, hey, I didn't get my soda. Now, what if they say, oh yeah, we did give you a soda, it was in the car. Now, I called Wingstop because of the fact that, hey, my whole order was canceled. I'm not finna sit up here and say, okay, my order was canceled, so I'm just gonna no, that was a whole $30, $40 order. I don't know how much it was, but I know that even if the order was only $5, hey, my order was canceled. I want a $5 credit or something. It doesn't matter how much the order was. It's the fact that you canceled my order. And then to the fact that now if it was a $5 order, I may let it go. Like when I did with the soda incident, it was only $2.99, so I'm like, okay, it's just a soda, because sometimes when I order pizza, I order for me and my mom, and then my mom be like, oh, order a soda, and stuff like that. So I order it, and sometimes I don't like to order sodas because I done been several incidents where they forget to get the soda and all that, because sometimes some of these restaurants, like some of these Little Caesars and some of these restaurants, they have it where they have the soda sitting outside where you have to get the soda yourself instead of them giving it to you. I've been in certain Little Caesars restaurants where they say, oh yeah, you can get your soda from right there. They don't have it sitting over the counter. They have it sitting where you can come in and get it yourself. But and I look at it as if it's nothing. But when you cancel my order, hey, my order was canceled. Like, and I say that is what scammers are doing now. They're not just doing these online getting your information. They're scamming you thinking wise. I'm an Uber driver. And then with that in mind, these people don't have accounts with Uber. These people don't have, like for me, I don't have an account with DoorDash. So when I do order through these restaurants and they do DoorDash, these restaurants don't have the authority to say, okay, this person, investigate this person, investigate them, because a lot of these restaurants ain't looking at this person's information or this person. They just gonna say, okay, whatever. Now I honestly believe they need to hold a track of everybody who's delivered, and if they see that the order, and they need to have a notification. This is what restaurants need to do. Restaurants need to have notification system in their restaurants to where it notifies you, the restaurant owner, and it notifies the customer that the order has been picked up. So it should notify the person that, hey, your order has been picked up. And then on the restaurant end, it should notify the restaurant if the order's been delivered or the order has been canceled. So if the order has been canceled, like when my order got canceled, the restaurant didn't know that the order got canceled through DoorDash. I got notified that the order got canceled, but they didn't get notified. They got it where the order got picked up, and I don't think they pushed the button to say, hey, the order got picked up. No, the driver pressed the button to say the order got picked up, but the driver didn't say the order got picked up. He said it got canceled. So I believe a lot of these restaurants need to have, they need to have service inside of their restaurants to say, hey, let's have a tracking device for every order so we know that the order gets to these customers, because now that's going to make us look bad to where the people is going to stop ordering online through us, and a lot of these people may stop coming to our restaurants because they going to feel like, oh, I'm not going back to this restaurant because they ordering service, they be stealing the people's food and stuff like that. That's going to make the restaurant look bad. Even though the lady did tell me that this is an ongoing situation they've been having with DoorDash and they're trying to fix the situation. But I'm like, yeah, they need to start doing what they need to have notifications on the restaurant side to make sure that the customer gets their order and that the order is there. Now, when I got there and got my order, my order wasn't right because they gave me 3 of the same sauces, and I ordered 3 different sauces. But I said, I don't have time to argue. I don't have time to worry. I just want to get my food and go. Because right at the time, I was just disgusted by the whole situation. And I went and I ramped on social media. And I looked at it as if this would be the last time in a while that I ordered through third party. Do I order through restaurants and do third parties? Because a lot of these restaurants, like Boston Market and Chili's, when Boston Market was in service, because now that their South Florida stores have closed. Chili's, Little Caesars, Wingstop, a lot of these companies, they do third party delivery services, and I'm like, yeah, I'm not in the mood for that. Only person I really do now is Little Caesars, because it's like pizza and it's like one of the most cheaper restaurants that I order through, and they never let me down. It's just sometimes my order gets, it's missing an item and stuff, and I can't really do nothing about it, because the only thing I could do is call the restaurant and say, hey, I'm missing this, I'm missing this, I'm missing this, and I'm like, well, okay, whatever, but these are what scammers are doing now. A lot of these scammers are out here. They're scamming people in new ways that you cannot know that they're scamming you. Because that could not have not been a scammer. That could have been somebody who just wanted to take my money and run with it. But to me, that's a scammer. Because they scammed me out of my money. They conned me out of my money. And even though I got my money back, that person got a free meal. Who's to say that they went home and they had a family and say, hey, family, I got a free meal from Wingstop and stuff like that. And who knows how many times they done did this, because they done probably did this several times, because you do know when you are ordering through these restaurant companies and they use third-party companies, there is no way for them to get caught or for them to get penalized for that order. Because look at what happened with my order. It got canceled on the DoorDash side. Wingstop didn't know about it. When I called, they said the order was picked up. Now, you think Wingstop have called DoorDash and say, hey, this person picked up the person's order, but canceled the order and never got delivered. Wingstop ain't doing that, because they got too many other orders they got to worry about. So they not going through every order that got canceled and stolen to the point where they calling everybody and say, this person, or because on Uber, you have that right to, if you're, regardless if it's a ride or through Uber Eats, I've seen it where you have that right to complain or you have that right to say anything, because it was a recent situation, and this was on my mom's birthday, to be exact. and I was taking my mom out, and the Uber driver picked us up, and we was about to miss the train, and we actually did miss the train because the Uber driver went halfway through the halfway to our destination, stopped and put us over and said, okay, I have to let y'all off here because I have an emergency situation. So for me, I took to Uber, and I told them I was in fear for my, I was in, I didn't feel safe. Yeah, I wasn't saying I wasn't in fear for Deja Maya, but I felt like it was wrong because my thing is, if you have an emergency, complete the order first, or complete the order, or I say complete the job, which is dropping us off, and then go do the emergency. You don't stop in the middle. And I felt like and it was a white driver, and I felt like really there was something wrong with this. Either the driver was uncomfortable with us, which I don't understand why, because you had a regular man and an elderly woman, or the driver was racist because it was a white driver, or it probably was an emergency. But to me, if you had an emergency, you would complete the order first, and then I felt like as if it was wrong. So I took to social media. I took to the to Uber, and I explained my situation, and I got cut because I said I wasn't paying for that ride. I wanted to dispute it and everything. I wasn't paying for it. So I felt like really a lot of these people, a lot of these scammers, they come out here, and you can scam people in the most devious way. Just like when I went to Orlando, and I was at the bus station waiting, and the driver was supposed to pick me up. The driver did not want to take me to Kissimmee because I was in the Orlando side. The driver did not want to take me to Kissimmee. The driver sat there and wanted me to cancel, and if I would have canceled, I would have had to pay $5 for the ride. And no, I did it, but I ended up disputing that because I'm like, no, you just want $5 out of me because you didn't want to go to Kissimmee. And the next driver I did was a $30 ride, was like a $20-something ride, close to $30, and I gave her a tip because we had a nice conversation and everything. And I look at it as if some of these drivers, they scam you, and some of these people, they scam you, and you don't know that they're scamming you. They can scam you out of money by saying they can refuse the ride, but they want you to cancel on your end so they can get the $5 cancellation fee. Because when you cancel a ride and you got to pay that cancellation fee, 100% of that cancellation fee goes to the driver. It doesn't go to Uber. It goes directly to the driver. So they just made it clear $5, and that could be an easily combo meal at one of the restaurants. So I look at it as if a lot of these people, they con you in different ways that you don't know that they're conning you and they're scamming you, to the point where you like, what? How did this happen? They scammed you in a different way. Now, if I want to know how y'all feel about this conning and this scamming and all of that stuff. Email me, roundtable00@yahoo.com. Don't forget, you can also comment at the bottom of this page. I want to know, do you know new ways of people to con and scam you out of your money or out of anything? Because I see now there are a lot of ways of doing it. I just gave you several reasons and several ideas of how they can do it. They can take your food without you getting it delivered. They can refuse you a ride where you have to still pay them a percentage or cancellation fee. They can, make you pay for something that wasn't your fault, or they can try to con you, the old-fashioned way through computers and getting your information and stuff like that. If there are other ways that you can scam people, of course, there's been scammers for years. You could pay $10 for a thing that they bought in a store for $1, but they charge you $10 for it. Yeah, that's old school scammers. So I want to know what do you think about this new age of scamming? Do you think that is getting worse, or do you think that is smart? To me, it's smart, but it's a bad thing because now scammers are coming up with more ways to scam you, and it's not just about getting your credit card information or getting your bank information and going to a store and charging up a lot of stuff. It's now going to where they can get your information through DoorDash or Uber Eats, or they can, run and take your food. They could be a delivery person and they can get your food and take your packages, and a lot of these scammers, like how Amazon, they leave stuff on your doors and people come and they see the package on your door, they come and steal it off your doors and stuff like that. That's why I try to be home when I know delivery people are coming, because I don't want nobody stealing my stuff. So how do you think about this? What do you think about this? Do you think scammers are now getting more and more creative with their with their scamming and stuff, or you think it's you think it's smart? Do you think it's good? Do you think it's bad? Because it's smart, but it's bad because now you barely can do anything now without somebody scamming you. You know, you can't even go outside your door without somebody, oh, I got your account information. You know, they have it where they have these devices where people can, you know, your wallet can be in your bag and they just tap your bag and then I got all your information. They can tap your computer, I got all your information. And now they got to the point where you're not safe anymore. So I want to know what your intake on this is. Don't, you know what I'm saying? Comment at the bottom of this page. Email me roundtable00@yahoo.com. We're going to probably do a follow-up story on this. This is your host, C Money. I thank y'all for watching. Don't forget to check out our playlists and don't forget to subscribe to our channel. If you have any topics you want me to discuss, feel free to comment. Feel free to email. Let me know what you feel. This is the Roundtable. I thank y'all for watching. I thank y'all for keeping me in service, even though this is a YouTube channel. Stay blessed, stay safe, stay hydrated, and I will see you in the next episode. Take care.